Other thing I want to say is I had some intel. I thought Maul was capping. I thought he was lying about Drake turning down the Super Bowl.
He said Drake turned it down multiple times, right?
The sticky part about all of this is Drake has been offered this Super Bowl show for some years now and has turned it down. Probably 4 years he's been offered to perform at Super Bowl. Said no for whatever reason.
That sounded wild. It was like 4 times.
Like,
who turns down the Super Bowl that many times? Even Ack was like, how many times he turned it down? Why would he turn it down? I have an authority. My multiple sources have told me that Drake has indeed turned down the Super Bowl. He actually turned down the first two, the one in Miami and the weekend one.
That was the first two that Jake took over?
Yeah. So Jay takes over, and again, his rival, whatever, Drake, like you talk about all these history and this back and forth. I mean, these guys are all rivals with each other. They've had their good times and bad times with each other. But business-wise, Jay-Z wanted Drake on that Super Bowl stage, and he turned it down twice. So now, years later, when an opportunity is asked of Kendrick, and Kendrick says yes, just is Jay not playing fair there? Should Drake feel a way about it when he's known himself? He's had opportunity to do it.
No, that affects it.
And he's turned it down.
That changes my opinion. Did you ask why he would have turned it down?
I don't know why, but he did turn it down. He was offered it twice, so justice for Maul. Justice for
Maul.
Oh, man. So, y'all know we spoke about a situation with Drake and OVO Maul from the Royal Maul podcast. And him saying that Drake was offered to perform at a Super Bowl 4 times and Drake turned it down each time. For whatever reason, he turned it down. But now we have an article from Bloomberg. Okay? This is written by Randall Williams and David Hilliard. This is the title of the article, Business of Sports, Cage Fighting in the Big Glowing Ball. But let's get down to the excerpt where they speak about the Super Bowl. Here's a funny, not very businessy nugget before I get lost in the wilderness. Last week, the NFL announced Kendrick Lamar would be performing at the upcoming Super Bowl in New Orleans. But around this section down here is what we really want to focus on. So it says, since Lamar was announced, there's been an uproar about New Orleans native Lil Wayne, Drake's mentor, not being selected. Yesterday on an Instagram live stream, Wayne said it hurt a lot to not be selected for a Super Bowl 59 halftime show. There's a rumor that Drake has turned down the opportunity to perform at the Super Bowl multiple times. League sources tell me that isn't true. In fact, one of them said it's a blatant lie. I was told in the 5 years the NFL has partnered with Jay-Z's Rock Nation, the two parties have never offered the Toronto native the Super Bowl halftime show. Sure, there have also been occasions when an artist has been considered and there were scheduling conflicts. Drake does not fit in the decline or schedule conflicts categories. Now, on the other hand, we have Elliott Wilson, longtime hip-hop journalist, saying that Drake did indeed turn down multiple offers to host the Super Bowl. So in his podcast called A Bigger Picture, he says, I have some intel. I thought Maul was capping. I thought he was lying about Drake turning down the Super Bowl. That sounded wild. It was 4 times. Who turns down the Super Bowl that many times, Wilson said. I have it on authority. Multiple sources have told me that Drake has indeed turned down the Super Bowl. He actually turned down the first two since Jay-Z's NFL partnership, the one in Miami and the weekend one. He added these guys are rivals with each other. They've had their good times and bad times with each other. But business-wise, Jay-Z wanted Drake on that Super Bowl stage and he turned it down twice. All right. So now years later, when the opportunity is asked of Kendrick and Kendrick says, yes, is Jay not playing fair there? He asked, should Drake feel a way about it when he knows himself he's had opportunity to do it, but he's turned it down twice? Okay. All right. So interesting. You have the NFL told whomever at Bloomberg saying that shit ain't happen. You have Elliott Wilson saying he spoke to multiple people saying that it did happen with him turning it down. Nevertheless, if he did turn it down, then the narrative about Jay-Z being jealous of Drake is dead. It's dead. Then that means, listen closely, the reason Lil Wayne wasn't chosen was either two things. Kendrick was just a better choice in their eyes, or they didn't think Lil Wayne would be capable of putting on a good show for the Super Bowl. Despite the warm feeling of him being able to do it in New Orleans, his hometown, I don't think they thought it would be a good idea for him to do the show. Don't get mad at me. These are my thoughts of what I think they're thinking. I'm not the one that making the decision. I'm just telling y'all, I'm wondering why they made the decision, and that's what makes sense to me. Let me know what y'all think. Let's keep it pushing. In case you missed it, Nicki Minaj and Stephen A. Smith have been going back and forth. Stephen A. was upset with the way that Nicki won at Jay-Z. Peep what he had to say right here.
Come on, Nicki. I respect you. I respect your work. I respect what you've accomplished. Who else you gonna get in the beef with? Lil' Kim, Mariah Carey, Cardi B, Gucci Mane. I'm just looking at all of this stuff. Taylor Swift. Every time we turn around, Demi Lovato. Every time we turn around, it's something, Nicki. You disagree with the decision, you disagree with the decision. You got to talk about the brother like that? And why are we talking about Jay-Z like he's some damn sellout or something? Need I remind y'all, all the hip-hop artists, all the R&B people that have been performing at the Super Bowl halftime over the last few years since he's been involved since 2019? Did I not read some of these names to you? The Who, Coldplay, and people like that? You know how hard it is for a black man to pull off what Jay-Z has pulled off in terms of making sure that black folks get that kind of center stage to promote their brand and build their profile? How unappreciative can you be? It ain't about you as an individual, it's about us. All of us. As black people. And that brother right there, Jay-Z, has been front and center and pushing the envelope. You gonna call him a sellout? You gonna use the N-word to describe him like that? A sellout? You know what? What's up with that? The hell is that? He don't deserve that. This some BS. You disagree with the decision, I understand. You think Lil Wayne's supposed to be up there, I understand. I got that part. I'm talking about how you talking about Jay-Z. How you talking about Jigga? How you talking about Hov? Really? Knowing all the people that he's helped? He ain't perfect, none of us are. But he don't deserve that.
Okay, so in response to that, Nicki Minaj said, Steven, wasn't you just moaning and groaning on live in your bedroom, let motherfucking eyes off? And since we're here in women's business, how is this women's business? Well, ladies, when should men just shave their full head? Should it take its normal course like SAS, sassy ass, or should he just look into lace fronts? Oh, that's not. I guess she realized that's Shannon Sharp and not Stephen A. Smith. Okay. She says, oh, look, y'all, another paid Laffy Taffy Elliott who only comes off his knees to turn around and back that ass up like motherfucking ass off. Stephen, we don't care. I'm going to tell you right now. We don't care. Mimicking his viral meme. If I say more, it'll be your fault. Sit down ugly. All I need is a pair of clippers for that half bald head, and I'ma have Stephen A. Smith's sassy ass tail self running bit. Bzzz, come here. Every week this nigga in the chair arguing with his barber talking about no, not yet. That's crazy. That's crazy. But a few comments through saying Nicki on so many drugs, I feel bad for her. We just lost Rich Homie Quan, and that's allegedly. Wrong guy, cokehead, allegedly. Wayne says protect black men. And yeah, so that's that right there. Now as mentioned earlier and I posted before on my platform, Lil Wayne did address not being selected to perform at the Super Bowl halftime in New Orleans. Check it out right here in case you missed it.
First of all, I want to say forgive me for the delay. The delay. I want to say I had to get strength. I had to get strength enough to do this without breaking. I must say thank you. I must say thank you to every voice, every opinion, all the care, all the love and the support out there. Your words turned into arms and it held me up when I try to fall back. That hurt a lot. You know what I'm talking about, it hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown. And for just automatically mentally putting myself in that position like somebody told me that was my position. So I blame myself for that, but I thought that was nothing, I thought that was nothing better than that spot and that stage and that platform in my city. And so it hurt a whole lot. But y'all are fucking amazing. It made me feel like shit not getting this opportunity. And when I felt like shit, you guys reminded me that I ain't shit without y'all. And that's an amazing reality. So, like I said, it broke me, and I'm just trying to put me back together, but my God, have you all helped me. Thanks to all my peers, my friends, my family, my homies on the sports television, everybody repping me. I really appreciate that. I really do. I feel like I let all of y'all down by not getting that opportunity. But I'm working on me, and I'm working. So, thank you.
All right, so the online chatter has been crazy. It's not getting a reception that Lil Wayne thought it would get. Some people are showing love, but a lot of people are like, man, shut that shit up. Scotty Beam says, I have a serious question. Did I miss Lil Wayne's Hurt and Pain in 2013? Listen, maybe after 2013, he has changed his goal and really wanted to do the Super Bowl, especially after seeing the LA one. Thought and prayers. That's true. And also, one thing people got to take into account, Jay-Z wasn't doing it before. He's doing it now. Has more control. You're seeing more hip-hop artists. So that's the thing right there. That's why this Super Bowl is spoken about a lot more, because we have, you know, more control than we thought that we did. We being black folks, all right? This person says, Wayne can't be upset, but every year we have to hear the boss got imposter and his wife whine about the Grammys. Make it make sense, please. Bro, Wayne never speaks like this. I had to get the strength enough to do this without breaking. This man too legendary. I hate seeing this. I'm genuinely trying to understand why this year out of the last 5 times was so different than other times. One thing about that Young Money camp, they're gonna find a way to victimize themselves. Masterful contortion on display here. Lil Wayne is one of the greats, so this is really sad to see, but the Super Bowl almost never books artists from the hosting city, and the whole outrage was more anti-Kendrick than pro-Wayne. Ah, boo-hoo, putting a victim mentality on for the Ken while not even congratulating Kendrick for representing hip-hop this time. You had your prime, you're a legend, but your performances aren't Super Bowl worthy anymore. This dude went off saying, not gonna lie, this is whack. It broke me, so I'm just trying to put me back together. This is corny. Everything about this is corny. Don't get on live and be vague like this. No, this is corny. If you're gonna do this, be very direct and talk to the people in New Orleans who are in charge of halftime show entertainment. Out of all the other times the Super Bowl was in NO, did he make a video then about how he's so broken? This is so whack to me. I hope Doc gives the world the greatest performance of all time. I hope he brings out Push. I hope it's the greatest show on earth. This weak-minded crybaby shit has to stop. Make some current, recent standout songs, and maybe y'all would get the call. YMCMB stands for you motherfuckers can't make bangers. That's not true. That's not true. They make some bangers, dog. They still making bangers today. Wayne, on the other hand, I think he's having a tough time, you know, producing songs with replay value. But hey, dog, that's a little update for y'all. Y'all let me know what you got to say in the comment section below. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here, though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.